Welcome back, friends. This is Jason Actualization. Thanks for checking out today's video today, friends. I really appreciate that. I am particularly passionate about the topic that I'm going to be sharing with y'all today, which is sleep optimization. And basically what I'm going to be doing is taking you by the hand and taking you on this journey, on this voyage, and sharing with you the journey that I've been on over the past over 3 years now. So it was, I believe it was March 27th of 2020 when I had an initial sleep study performed. And this was something that I had done, not least of which because my sister had been diagnosed with upper airway resistance syndrome, and previous partners of mine have suggested that, either I snore periodically or have periods where I actually just stop breathing. And I found the prospect of that very, very disconcerting. Just the idea that I could be desatting during my sleep and having suboptimal blood oxygen levels. Very, very disconcerting. So what I had done was an Itamar WatchPat 1 sleep study, the results of which I found quite unsettling. The fact that on average between 16 and 17 times per hour, I would experience some sort of breathing disturbance. So they call this an apnea hypopnea index, AHI, and mine was 16.7. Now, since that point in time, I have learned a lot. Studied the works of, for example, world-renowned sleep expert Matthew Walker, among other individuals in the so-called biohacking sphere. And I've done a lot of implementation, as I typically do. I go all in. I'm a very passionate person and I want to get the most juice out of the squeeze of life as possible. And so I want to share with you guys my journey, and in this case, my results. I'm doing a follow-up sleep study, and I'm actually going to go get in my car right now and see if I can I can film that. It's just legally they have to have some sort of face-to-face, either in-person or remote consultation to effectively warrant the sleep study, because it has to cross the medical T's and dot the medical I's. So I'll walk over to my car right now and see if we can film that and basically just show you guys the no-nonsense, the A to Z process of what a sleep study entails, and see the follow-up of going from an AHI of 16.7 to who knows what. And hopefully this video ages well. I think the study is going to go very, very well, and I'm actually excited if it does, because I have some tricks of the trade that I believe are going to really improve your life and the lives of anyone who you're able to share this with, because honestly, sleep is so fundamental. It's such a foundational pillar to being of optimal, sound mind and body. I'm gonna get in my car right now, guys, and I'll see you there. Peace. All right, what's going on, guys? So I'm in my vehicle right now, actually just getting my phone set up for the medically necessary, in this case, it's gonna be a telehealth meeting with some sort of randomly assigned provider. And so this is, again, just to cross the medical T's and dot the medical I's to give way to this follow-up sleep study. So let's see if we can get the ball moving and get this appointment rocking and rolling. It's just going to be a few minutes, quite frankly, just to basically check the boxes that are necessary for them to legally dispense, in a sense, my at-home sleep study. And then once that does arrive in the mail, I will take you guys along for that journey as well, without a beat. So I'm on my phone right now, and I am going to load up this page and just see if we can proceed with this meeting. It's gonna be some hoops that you got to jump through, of course. Just putting in my name right now. Going through the check-in procedure. Oh, that looks good, yeah. So just got my camera on, make sure that my mic is available. So it should start, it should start anytime now.
Hello, Jason.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well. My name is Michelle, one of the providers with the iSleep Physicians Group. We are working with LAPA. It looks like we had a history of sleep apnea and you wanted to get retested, correct?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, so my sister has like the obstructive airway syndrome. So a few years ago, I think it was like March 27th in 2020, I had one of the WatchPat 1 studies done. And yeah, I guess it would be moderate sleep apnea. It was an AHI of 16.7. I think, is anything 15 to 30, is that moderate, is my understanding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. And it looks like are you on a PAP currently or no?
You know what? I have used it intermittently over the past few years. So I used a pressure of, I believe it was 10 centimeters of water. Yeah. And it was the AutoSet 10, I believe the ResMed AutoSet 10. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't been using it much lately, and that's my hope, is to see if I can come off of it. I'm basically just working on my nasal breathing and sort of my tongue posture, that sort of a thing. So I'm very curious to see, you know, what the follow-up result would be for that.
Perfect. And then prior to just retraining yourself, were you snoring and feeling tired throughout the day?
Yeah, prior to that, yeah, definitely my sleep left something to be desired for sure.
Gotcha. Let me go. Perfect. All right. So I will go ahead and submit this home sleep test over to LAPA. LAPA will then mail the test out to you within the next 24 to 48 hours. You should get an email with a tracking number once they do send it out. And then once you do get the test, it's super easy to use. Most likely similar to the last WatchPat you did. You'll do the test overnight. We'll analyze the data afterwards, and then they'll follow up with you to go over the results, okay?
Perfect. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just curious, have you ever heard of mouth taping before? Because that was my big problem, is I used to be a mouth breather. And to be honest with you, I believe what was happening, if I were to guess, is my tongue would collapse into the back of my airway. It would just completely block my breathing. So I've worked on something called mewing, which is, you know, just this fancy word, right? Dr. Michael Mew, just this fancy word, but it's really just proper tongue posture and just making sure that it's affixed to the roof of my mouth. And I feel like that, honestly, I could be wrong, but I'm hoping at least that maybe it's cured my condition or improved it. But what I do is yeah.
I mean, it's really important. I tell people, like, you know, especially if you're not on a CPAP, let's monitor and see if things improve. If you've lost weight, if you're on a different form of treatment, we still need to know if it's effective.
Yes.
So you're on the right track. Let's figure out if it's working for you, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you for your time today.
No problem. You take care. You have a good rest of your day then.
Likewise. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So, let's see. I don't know if I have to like leave a review for this lady. Anyway, guys, that's sort of the process and I can include the website if any of you guys are interested and you kind of just want to skip the line, go from A to Z and make this process as expeditious as possible. Something that I'm really passionate about is the idea that every man, woman, and child should be entitled to a sleep study. Sleep is something that you engage in between a quarter and a third of your life. And it's like, you don't know what you don't know. So a sleep study is the only way to effectively shed light on how satisfactorily, how optimally you are engaging in that process. And yes, sleep is actually a skill. Some people are better at it than others, and it's a skill that ultimately is high leverage. It's high impact. If you're not doing it well, you're really dimming your own light, and you're gonna be a shell of the person that you could be. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. I'm gonna take you along with me for this ride, show you what the sleep study entails. It sounds like they're gonna mail it out in the next 24 to 48 hours. And I wanna show you guys the before and after. Like I said, it's been a few years since I've had this done. And this is just something that I'm really passionate about and can really improve your guys' life. So we'll wait a few days, get the sleep study in the mail, and I'll see you then. All right, so just unwinding, getting ready for a good night slumber. I've got my 3rd generation Aura ring on, but more importantly, the Itemar WatchPat 1 sleep study hardware came in the mail. And what this consists of, I'll show you once it's all intact, in place, and ready to rock and roll. What it comes with is, got a pulse oximeter sensor here, chest sensor there, and that's gonna go right below the sternal notch. And that chest sensor is basically going to elucidate information about body position throughout the night, but also whether or not you're snoring, and give you a more holistic picture of your quality of sleep and which sleep stages you dip in and out of throughout the night. So I'm gonna get set up here, just looking at my nightstand and just all of the pieces of mouth tape that I have all prepped. 3M micropore tape. Honestly, this is one of my most prized possessions. I was just talking about this to my mom earlier today, and my sister, just trying to promote nasal breathing by necessitating it, by zipping the lips, zip of the lippa. It's really impactful, and I'm hoping that will be evidenced by the results of this sleep study, where my body weight is exactly the same as it was just over 3 years ago when I had this done the first time. I'll show you guys kind of my sleep environment here, which is very intentional, by the way. You can see that I have a CPAP machine, and typically I would wear this nasal mask, which I have determined does improve my oxygenation throughout the night. So frankly, even if my test results are normal, probably keep using the CPAP, to be honest with you, just to improve my bodily oxygenation. It seems like a prudent thing to do. You can see my fan here, and in the corner of the room, I've got an air purifier, got my eye mask, blackout curtains over there. I've got a journal that I write down a few things that I'm grateful for in the morning, a few wins for my previous day, and 3 big ticket things that I want to get done for that day. And yeah, having an intentional sleep environment is absolutely paramount, guys. Sleep is a skill. It's something that some people are better at than others, and the key to sleep is consistency and intentionality. So I'm gonna get set up right now with the WatchPat 1, and see you in a sec. So I wouldn't normally have my phone in the bedroom, or at the very minimum, have it on airplane mode. Just kind of unwinding right now, getting ready for this sleep study. My phone is gonna have to be plugged in tonight so that it can maintain a Bluetooth connection with the WatchPat 1 sleep study. I've still gotta pull this tab off and connect it with the app to effectively activate the test, but I don't wanna do that until the lights are out. My mouth is taped. My 3M micropore tape, I fold over a very tiny fraction at the very end of it. Just makes it easier, gives me a tab to remove it. very simple, and I like the fact that it necessitates nasal breathing, and I'm pretty bullish, I'm pretty adamant about the fact that it's going to enhance, augment my sleep and the results of this study. So you can see I've got the chest sensor on. I'm using the same 3M micropore tape to keep it in place. Got the pulse oximeter on my index finger, and just gonna get it set up here on the WatchPat 1 app. And so this is available for both Android and iPhone operating systems. So let's see how to do this. It says, welcome to WatchPat 1. This application sends data. Yeah, so effectively you're just gonna have to enable the various permissions that it prompts you for. Please plug your phone into a charger. So I may only be able to do so much of this. Let's see how this goes. Preparation. Yeah, it's gonna want a power source right now. So I can do that. I've got a charger over here. So let me reposition this camera and plug this guy in here. Finish the rest of this. You can see my snake plant in the corner. Very low maintenance, very low drama. Hasn't died on me yet. I appreciate the air purification. Enter a PIN. Gotcha. So your provider should provide you with a 4-digit PIN. Believe mine is actually, yeah, 6914. That's what the little pamphlet says. Let's see if that goes. Attach wrist device. Make sure it's nice and snug. Next. Attach chest sensor, check. Finger probe, check. Please plug your phone into a charger. Leave the charger plugged during the entire test process. Close unused phone applications before starting the test. Please don't close the WatchPat 1 application during the test procedure. Perfect. So I'm gonna hit OK. I don't wanna hit start just yet because basically I wanna shut down the video, maybe do a little meditation and just properly unwind, kill the lights, and just kind of chill out for a little bit. And then I will follow the instructions here, start the test. I'll pull that tab off and hopefully get a good night of slumber and get the results in hopefully a reasonable amount of time, and see if I can record the follow-up with the provider who should be able to articulate my test results to me and interpret what that means. So I'm gonna get my mouth tape on, my blindfold on, my night mask, and see you guys in a bit.